So now that you've got the fundamental concept of the first differentiation principle, we don't usually use that all the time when differentiating just because of the time that it takes. And so what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to explain some three of the basic rules that we use to differentiate equations like this in a way that's much quicker and much easier. And you can also start doing it in your head. So I'm going to go through each of these three rules here, do an example for each of them. Then I'm going to go through these three questions. Okay. So starting on the side, the first rule says that if fx is equal to x to the power of n, then the derivative of that is equal to n to the power n times x to the power of n minus 1. So basically, whatever power you have, you put that to the front, and then you subtract the power by 1. So for a simple example, let's say we have x to the power of 5. So to derive that, we bring the 5 to the front, and then we subtract the power by 1. So that will become 5x to the power of 4. Okay? Now the next one says that if fx is equal to gx plus kx, so if we have one expression plus another expression, then the derivative of fx is going to be just the addition of the two separate expressions. So for example, if we have, for example, let's say x cubed plus x squared, then we just derive this, that becomes 3x squared, and that becomes 2x. And that's our derivative of that. And the last rule says that if fx is equal to a times g of x, so instead of adding, we have something multiplied, then the derivative of that is just going to be a, and then the derivative of g of x. So for example, let's say we have 5x squared. Okay, so we will derive x squared, so that's just 2x, and that would just be 5 times 2x, which is equal to 10x. Okay, so those are some simple examples of those. And I will go through each of these questions so you can understand that rule in more detail and sort of build speed for these derivatives. So if it goes with the first one, we have f of x is equal to half x to the power of 10. Okay, so to derive that one, again, we're going to follow this first rule here and this third rule here. So we're going to put this indices at the front. So we'll do 10 times half now. And then we'll have x, and then the indice goes less by 1. So that becomes 9. Now 10 times half, it says half of 10, which is 5. So we have 5x to the power of 9 as our first derivative. So f dash of x is equal to 5x to the power of 9. That's our answer. Okay. Now part B says that f of x is equal to x squared plus 3 squared. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to expand this. So x squared to the power of 2 is equal to x to the power of 4. Then we do 3 times x squared times 2, which is plus 6x squared. And then 3 squared is 9. And now we can derive each of these terms. So f of dash of x is equal to 4x to the power of 3 for the first one. So the indice comes down, and then we subtract this by 1. Thus, now for this one, the 2 comes in front of the 6, so that comes 12. 6 times 2 is 12, and then the indice goes down by 1. So that's this x to the power of 1. And then the 9, that just goes constant square. They just go on. Okay, so our derivative becomes 4x to the power of 3 plus 12x. Then if you do the last one, we've got x squared minus 5x plus 3. We don't have to expand or anything on this one, so you can just start deriving each of the terms for themselves. So f of dash of x is equal to the derivative of x squared becomes 2x because we put the 2 at the front, and the power goes down by 1, so that just becomes 1, but we don't need to write that. And then minus 5x. Now 5x, so remember, if it says x, we've basically got just a 1 there, right? So we do put the 1 to the front, that becomes minus 5 times 1. which stays as minus 5. And then the indice power goes minus 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So that just becomes x to the power of 0. So we just rectified because x to the power of 0 is just 1. And then he says, as we said earlier, 3 is a constant, so that disappears. So our final derivative for this equation is just f dash of x is just equal to 2x minus 5.